Hey, this is Pastor Rick. Welcome to what worship might look like. One of the things you'll notice is I'll be wearing a mask a good chunk of the time. Not always, but everyone is going to be required to wear a mask in order to attend worship. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here kind of walking you through what Sunday might be like for all of us, okay? The first thing that you're going to see is a stand here with some warnings. One, of course, to wear a mask at all times. And if you do not have one, which I think most people do, but we do have some that have been made by our members. I'll show you those in a minute. Also, please remember to maintain a physical distance. And of course, if you have been having any of the symptoms of COVID-19 over the last 10 days, or you have been around someone who's tested positive for COVID-19, we love you, but we ask that you remain home in quarantine. And then we will look forward to the time that you can be with us. For those of you who have health conditions that you're not sure about whether you should attend or not, that's okay. We understand that. Please continue to watch us on our live stream, and I will be distributing communion for those of you who come for the drive-up communion from 10:30 until noon, like we've been doing for the last month or so. Now, as you walk forward, you'll come to this table. We have one of our many hand sanitizer places, and we'll have a couple of clipboards and plenty of pens for you to sign in that you're here. We're just asking for your name and your best contact number. The reason for this is in the unlikely event that, and it's possible, one of our members contracts COVID-19 and they have attended church really close to the time when they realized they had it. We can let people know at church who have attended church that they need to be on the lookout for symptoms and possibly be tested. That way, again, we are protecting one another in love. As we walk in, notice these doors will be open. We'll make sure that they're open as people are coming in, so you don't have to have a lot of people grabbing the doors. Then we'll have another table here with our masks. Several of our members, or a couple of our members, have graciously made these for us. We have them in different sizes. We also have some disposable ones. We do ask that if you take them, then please, you're responsible for washing them, and then you can bring it back the next Sunday. We do have more than what you see here on the table, but we do not have an unlimited amount. So please be a good steward if you do use one. Again, as I mentioned, we do have some sanitizing stations. You see one right outside the door of that restroom. Again, you can see one right there, right outside the doorway of the conference room. We have a bottle that I just stuck out here just in case on this table, but here's where you will find your bulletins. Ushers won't hand them to you, but you just pick one up as you come in. And what we do ask is when you do get your bulletin and come in, please go straight into our worship space. I know a lot of you like to hang around together and talk around here and all that, but we're really trying to keep contact to a minimum. I know it's uncomfortable, but it's one of those things that together we have to do in order for us to be together in worship. These pews might be comfortable beforehand, but Chase has promised me that he'll play a little extra before the service so you can go in there and meditate on his great music. So as we walk in, again, we'll have doors that are open for you. And if you notice, I'm walking right up to one of the stands we have set up. There's one on either side where we have our offering plates. So we won't be passing them back and forth up and down the pews. This is a way, again, to keep contact to a minimum. And the ushers will make sure that offering gets into the teller room after the service. So you can just drop your offerings in there. Just to show you what we've been doing lately, here's our little technical area. Greg Caldwell's done a lot of work in making all of this happen. And so we'll have a camera set up there, and that's all wired into our soundboard. So when we live stream it, we'll have the best sound that we can. Now, if you're looking at the pews, like here, look, there's yellow tape. Yellow tape means you can sit there. We've put tape on every other pew, and not every pew obviously has tape on it. Don't get upset. One of the back rows doesn't have tape. Lutherans, you're going to have to deal with it for a little while. But we've spaced this out. We don't think we'll have a huge crowd Sunday, so we've spaced it out where we're guessing at the max we'll have about 60 And we have places spread out where you can sit. So you'll see those. You'll also see on the floor little strips of green tape. Ushers during our communion distribution will tell you that you can go, and we have these green spaces, these green tapes, the screen tape down to help you keep spacing in line when you're going up to receive the sacrament. Now, as I said, not all the pews have tape on them. Even on our far side over there, some of those pews do have it. So again, please sit where the yellow tape is. I really hope that, I think this congregation, y'all are so wonderful. You're gonna be cooperative. Please don't make ushers or somebody have to do something that makes us all feel uncomfortable, okay? We'll be distributing communion as we have with the, kind of like with the drive-by communion. It'll be the prepackaged wafer and wine or grape juice. We'll also have gluten-free things. Please tell me if you need something other than the wine or the regular wafer. There's a little spot there with a cross where you'll stand as I distribute that to you. And then we ask that you don't open it up and eat and drink it until you're in the pews. And then hang on to that, and I'll show you where we'll have a wastebasket for your way out. Now, on this side of the church, the first few pews are not marked. Part of it is because we'll have some singing from, I guess we've been calling them our pandemic singers. They'll sing the intro that we do at the service plus one hymn. And then sometimes maybe they'll have an anthem. This week we'll have a couple of people singing from right here. And so we're trying to keep the distance, because when you sing, you're more likely to spray things out, trying to keep good social distance. For responses in the service, we're asking that you can say them quietly. More likely would be the best way to do it would be kind of with your head down, so you're not, I guess, shooting out any germs or whatever. I know that's probably not the best way to say it, but this is all new. And then please, we ask that you don't sing as hard as it is. That's one of the reasons we're only going to have one hymn. It's so hard where people are singing something that we like to keep from singing that, and it's also a way for us to keep the service time down just a little bit so we can limit the amount of contact that we have with each other. Our assisting minister will do most of their duties from the pulpit. Obviously, I'll preach from there. I'll be behind the altar during the presiding over the sacraments. And during those times where I'm at a distance from you, I may not have a mask on, but other times I will be expected to have one on as well. So we all need to be accountable for that. So when worship is over, you'll have your bulletin in your hand. You'll have your little plastic cup from communion, and you'll kind of take your time and walk out. When I say take your time, not all rush out and ruin that social distancing we've been doing, but be considerate of one another. As we walk out, just right down here, we'll have a basket you can put those communion cups in. And then, as we often do, we have the basket right here under what we normally call the usher's table for you to put your bulletin when you're done. So that's about it. When service is over, as much as we love to hang around, we're doing the un-Lutheran thing and not having coffee. So, we ask that you, as much as you love to see and talk to one another, head over to your car, and we'll look forward to seeing you again the next Sunday. And it's going to be difficult for all of us, but if we all go along with what we're trying to do here, then that's going to increase the chances of us being together in a more normal setting in the future. So I appreciate all of you and the sacrifices that you've made thus far, and let's see what we can do so that we can have wonderful worship together. God bless, and I will see you on Sunday.